Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Jacques. Jacques. What's up, folks? What is going on? Tennessee Titans stand up. Jacques, a humongous victory yesterday against the number 1 or number 2 seed in the AFC, the Miami Dolphins. I'm here in Miami, man. I was at the game. Incredible atmosphere. I'm still in shock that we won this game, Jacques, man. Shout out to the Titans, bro.
Yep. Shout out to them, man. And, of course, like I did the show last night, just our pure emotions. But, yeah, again, shout out to them getting their first road win. So, shout out to the Titans for that, most definitely.
Absolutely. And shout out to Jacques for holding it down, man, for the show, bro. The show was amazing, y'all. If you hadn't checked it out, man, check that out. Hey, it's on Bleacher Report. Hey, check them out on YouTube. Hey, it was awesome, dog. Shout out to you, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Right. All right. So let's just jump into it, man. With the victory last night and with the woes of what the season has been prior to this game, did this one game save Vrabel's job?
Ooh-wee.
That's Paul in there, too.
Hey, bro, that's a hell of a question, bro. Hey, so did this victory save Mike Vrabel's job? The answer is yes, it did. I'm not sitting there saying he was going to be automatically fired, because I do think he would come back and they will have him come back next year. But what this game did was, Mike Vrabel has an opportunity to coach these young guys and build that trust with them, right? He knows what he's getting into next year. So he has these pieces and adding more to it. Mike Vrabel and I even think the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator, they did a really good job yesterday, if you ask me, man. Overall, I thought the scheme was pretty good. Mistakes here and there because, again, I don't think we're overall a talented football team. But this game actually saved Mike Vrabel's job. And I think what it did, too, it's going to help to build that relationship with him and Rand Carthon. So I was at the game. I saw Rand in person. I didn't talk to him, but I seen him. And that was the whole time I'm thinking, hey, man, these guys are out here playing are Rand's guys that's out here cooking, man. Will Levis, Peter Skoronski, Tajay Spears, Jalen Duncan. These young guys are out there. Guys he signed on free agents, they're out there. So I really like that. And I do think that, Mike Vrabel, this game saved his job. We just beat a hell of a team. And Mike Vrabel's your coach. So I think this actually plays into that, man. What about you, Jacques?
So do I think it saved his job? I don't think his job was in jeopardy at all with the organization. But in the eyes of the populace and the fans, does that still do they still look at him as we need a new coach, or do they, in the fans' eyes, do they think this game saved his job? I don't think, again, his job was ever in jeopardy. Amy is iterated that she loves Mike Vrabel and he's not going nowhere, and the same thing with the organization. So I think from an organizational standpoint, no. From a fan standpoint, I still think you have some fans out there that still don't like Vrabel. I mean, and not just from this particular game, but just from his antics throughout the whole time Vrabel has been here. So to me, I think organizationally he's fine, but in the eyes of public opinion, I don't know.
Yes, understood. Yeah. Facts, no paper, man. So speaking of with Mike Vrabel going into in the future, going into next year, this year, and things like that, we got to look at Will Levis, man. Will Levis had a heck of a game against the Miami Dolphins, man. This would be considered a comeback win for him. And Will Levis definitely is one tough son of a gun. And, looking at, what took place last night, man, 327 yards, man. And he had an 86% quarterback rating. Does this game solidify Will Levis as the franchise and future quarterback for the Tennessee Titans?
Great question. It's trending. It's trending up. I call this his big boy game. I call this his growing up game because I've seen a lot of great things to where it'll put him in the conversation of not just the franchise guy, right? But you can start trending up there with a CJ Stroud because right now in his quarterback class, he's the second best quarterback in his class, right? So your goal is to get to a CJ Stroud level. Right now, CJ Stroud is playing like God, okay? Will Levis is playing better than maybe half the league of quarterbacks, right? And it's situational, too. He's in a better situation than some of these quarterbacks. But to say he's the franchise right now, I would say give me these next 3 or 4 games, and then I can really say, okay, he solidified. Because when you say a quarterback is your franchise, you're saying that's my guy for the next 5 to 10 years, and he's going to get me either playoff wins or Super Bowl, right? In my mind, and I know some fans might not think like this, but I do. I want a Super Bowl. I'm not tired of winning the division. I'm ready to win a playoff game. What it'll do for me is if he can get in there and win a playoff game, in a couple of playoff games. Then I can be like, he's a franchise plus some, right? But he's trending up to be that guy of what it does now. You don't have to go out and get a quarterback in the draft, right?
Thanks.
You can build around. So when I think, and I'm from the old school, ladies and gentlemen, from the John Elways to the Brett Favres to the Drew Breeses to the Doug Flutys. When I talk about franchise quarterbacks, I talk about me and Hawk were in a time where we seen this thing slow paced and walk, and quarterbacks come from year 1 to year 3 to 4, and they just grow. We live in a fast paced society now where we want things instant like popcorn, right? Yep. And that's why I'm saying the best thing to do is just to be patient. So he's trending up. Yep. And now it tells me, hey, I'm not going to call him a franchise. I'm not going to say the franchise, but we can build around him. And he's becoming to be that franchise quarterback that we've been craving for years and years and years since Steve McNair. Go ahead, Hawk. What about you?
Yeah, so I think this game does solidify Will Levis as our franchise quarterback. Now, things can change down the road, but I think, players can decline, right? Then you have to reevaluate. But going into it, man, when I look at the talent in the league, and you pointed it out as well, there's not a lot of good quarterbacks in the league, none. And then then we have a lot of injured quarterbacks right now too. So going into next year, it's either the devil that you know or the devil that you don't know. So, what if we some odd reason draft a quarterback next year or whatever? That would be weird, but I don't see that happening. So I do think the Titans are like, hey, you're our guy, Will. You are our guy. You are a rookie. You've won ball games. You just helped to, beat the number 1 team or the number 2 team in the AFC. Over a period of time, we can make those judgments as years go on. But Will Levis has solidified himself. When we think of futures next year and things like that, the mindset is, okay, it's more going to next year was, Will the guy, I don't know, man, should we draft a quarterback? Should we pick a free agent? I don't think that question's out there anymore, bro. And I think that's a great thing, right? I think that's the change. It's like, oh, Will Levis will be there next year. What are we going to do to build around him? What are we going to do to do this and those things? I think that's where the mindset has, going into next year will be like, okay, we had that. You know what I'm saying? And so who knows what his future might be? But I know going into next year and years going after that, if he's continuing to trend up, you rock with him. You rock with A. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Yep. So, hey, we do have these questions in the chat. I do see we do have people that say that, we have 12 folks out there that say that he is. And then looking at the Mike Vrabel question, wow. This said 3 folks are saying that, this did save his job, and 2 are saying no. So it's almost split. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, again, that's in the public opinion, in the eye of public opinion. A lot of people, man, just to gauge the room, read the room. Yep. Yeah, one game is cool, but in the same breath, it's like if your answers are if you're still doing the same thing, it really has to take a whole nother. I'm telling you, in order for him to really win people back, he has to win playoff games. He has to damn to take us to the promised land again. Yeah, 2 or 3 games, winning games in the regular season. He's been doing that, right? Yeah. It's just antics and changing your coaching staff. So we have, I think, maybe 4 games left. Do you foresee us winning those all 4 games and going and do you see us winning all 4 games? Go ahead.
Okay, so the next 4 games that we have, we got the Texans in Nashville. We got Seattle in Nashville. We got Houston, the Texans at Houston, and we got Jacksonville at home. So 3 out of our next 4 games will be at home. Woo. Now, prior to this game, we were saying either 0 or 1 more win, right? I think this game has solidified a lot of things for us. I think offensively things have changed and going to change. Where you run through Tajay Spears when it comes to the running game, right? Or even on, just in general. I think Tajay, I would say Will Levis is your QB, yes. But I think the primary focus on top of that is Tajay Spears. And that dynamic has changed for us. And Derrick Henry, you have Derrick Henry in there, especially, you know what I'm saying, and short line situations or just different, even different series have Derrick Henry in there. But I think with the dynamic of putting Tajay Spears on there has changed us because all these teams are used of us running north-south, right? Now you might not have that. You might have more east-west. You have more play action. You have Tajay Spears catching the ball like he's Jerry Rice out there, right? I mean, making unbelievable that Derrick Henry catch, like you said last night, that's the best catch I've ever seen Derrick Henry make. But because of that, see, even Derrick Henry's play was based on Tajay Spears, and Spears was on the field. So I think, bro, we got 3 games at home. Jock, we might win 3 games, bro. I know that sounds insane of what we just said a week ago. I really think that we're building something here, bro, over the next few games. We might lose them all, but I'm actually more optimistic than I was. I went to the Miami game with no expectations, bro. I wasn't stressed. I was like, hey, man, we lost this game. I ain't even worried about it, bro. And then as the game kept going on, I was like, man, I like this when I'm seeing on offense. I like what I'm seeing on defense. And you get Jeffrey Simmons back. You get Christian Fulton back. You get players coming back. So I say 3 games, bro. I know that's insane. That's what I think. What about you, Jacques?
Like you said, the home element plays a difference. But the thing with these next 4 games, 3 out of the 4 are divisional games, and those are our toughest games and our toughest opponents. And again, Jacksonville, I just think Jacksonville's a farce, man. In my opinion, I think it's just in my opinion. I know you probably got some Jags fans out there talking trash, but I just don't. They're getting injured at the wrong time, right?
Yep.
And it allows you to compete. But my biggest concern out of these 4 is Houston, and you don't know what you're gonna get with Houston. That's the scary part about it. I don't know. Hopefully, the Houston that played, who did Houston play this Sunday? They got their butt kicks. They got their destroyed. I forgot what team.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they played them and got destroyed. Hopefully, that's the Houston that shows up, or will it be the other Houston? Right?
Yep.
I maybe see us winning 2 more games out of the 4. And I can see us beating Seattle and maybe Jacksonville, but just Houston, man. Just Houston is a big concern to me because they're young, physical, scrappy team just like the Titans. Matter of fact, I'm not going to say it's a mere image of the Titans, but mentality-wise, they play just as hard. They play just as physical. And those games we tend to struggle with anyway. I don't know why. I don't get it. I don't understand it, and I know it's probably the ties to the city and ties to Tennessee, but the way the Texans have been playing, man, that's a test. That's a test. It's a duel that'll have to happen between Stroud and Levis, and the defense is the way they play. You got that boy, what's the kid's name from LSU? Stingley. He's a hell of a dude, man. So
he is.
Again, Shout out to them, but I see 2 more games. 2 more games.
Okay.
Just for me, 2 more games. I can see.
Yes,
and I know people. I said Seattle. I think we can stick with Seattle. We do pretty good decent against NFC teams. Not saying we're gonna win, but just confidence beating them, I think gives the team confidence. Let's just get back to how the Titans were when we didn't have no expectations on us. When we were a Mike Mularkey team. We were building. Didn't nobody think that we were gonna win the game? Let's get back to that. We get back to that mentality. We can win anything we want to.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Jets, you're correct. Yep.
Great points. And shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man, and also putting the votes in the polls as well, too. Most of you think 2 games, man. 53% say 2 games, man. Hey, hopefully, 2 is better than none, man, for sure. So yeah. Yep. So cool. So, Jacques, I have a question for you, man. So currently the Tennessee Titans only have a 3.8% chance of making the playoffs. That's very small. Now, as we know, the more wins that they win, that number increases, especially on the fact 3 out of the next 4 games are AFC South opponents. So they're huge. Every game is huge. We still have a chance. Do you think, or what do you think the odds are that the Titans make the playoffs? Do you think we'll make the playoffs or we won't?
We have a chance. It's hard because we didn't win the games that we were supposed to win. We should have beat the Steelers. We should have beat the Colts. They swept us. These games that we have lost, you tiebreakers, right? And that's the problem with getting to a slow start and then you trying to get hot at the end. things will have to fall in place for us to win. I don't think we will make the playoffs just by the fact that a lot of tiebreakers that we were supposed to win, in those games we were supposed to win, we didn't. And the Colts hold those tiebreakers. The Steelers hold the tiebreaker. It's just too many AFC teams have an up on us versus than what we do. Yeah, we still have a chance, but everything, it has to fall in place, man. It really has to fall in place. So to be honest with you, bro, I don't think just off of GP alone, if we do win those 4 games, like, again, the tiebreakers amongst everything, and then other teams, our division plays the same teams and whatnot. If they beat the Buccaneers, we lost to the Buccaneers, and so on and so on. So I don't think we will. What about you, Ho?
I don't think we're going to make the playoffs, man. We've dug ourselves too much of a hole, and even if we went out for the next 4 games, you still have teams that, I don't know if we'll ever catch Jacksonville because they only have 5 losses right now. Jacksonville would have to completely tank. The Colts would be the one team that we could maybe jump here, but we have to beat them, and we didn't. They beat us both times. That's the problem. It's the Colts. The Colts is the problem. They swept us. I would say if we split with them, then yes. The Colts right now are the 7th seed in the playoffs. The Colts. That's the problem. The Colts have to completely tank. You know what I'm saying? But we'd have to win every game. They have to lose every game. And mathematically, things sort of have to work out. Houston's not in the playoffs right now, for this loss that they had. They're the 8th seed right now. They're sort of on the outside right now. But I think, Pittsburgh, I don't think they're a good football team. They're in the playoffs now. They started today. Cleveland, they're okay. They're great defense, not so much of an offense. It sucks because I don't think these teams are really good. And Jacksonville, like you said, is so-so, right? They're not world beaters at all. And now you got Trevor Lawrence hurt, right? He's hobbling out there. So it sucks because we could have won these games based on special teams, losing to the Colts and the Ravens, right? The Ravens is the 1 seed in the AFC. We could have beat them. Those things hurt, bro. They hurt. So I don't think, based on that, we won't make the playoffs because of the hole that we dug. I do think we're going to be on some winning parts of the end of the season, but it's not enough, man. It's too late, man. It's too late, bro. It's too late. Just use this to build for next year, man, for sure.
I agree.
Yeah, man.
Again, this is what happens when you start slow, and we've been in almost every game besides 1 or 2. We've been in every game. I mean, we had a chance, but That's right. So I tell you this, I have somebody actually at the door right now. So I tell you this, what we'll do, y'all. Listen, John, if you want to finish it out. Yeah. We do. I take about 1 or 2 questions. Like we go for 5 hour, top of 5 hour, and then we'll get up out of here. So those are the questions out there, and then we'll go from there. So LG says we have a history of defying the odds. Call me an idolist, but I believe it. Why not us? And LG, are you saying why not us into the chance of getting into the playoffs and winning the Super Bowl, or what are your thoughts on that? I mean, because again, we're just growing, and this is the scary part about the Titans. We're so inconsistent that we did pretty good against Miami. We'll go out there and lay a goose egg against the Texans, right? That's the sucky part about this whole thing is the false hope behind it. So that's why I'm on a trip where I'm on a wait and see type thing, because we need to get back to being consistent, right? Consistency. I think that's where my mind is, and I'm not speaking for everybody or nothing like that. It's just me. I want to be consistent. I want to string some consistent wins together and get into the playoffs. Not just get into the playoffs, but win that thing, right? So that's me.
Yes, sir.
I want to win that thing. Again, I'm tired of winning the division. I'm tired of saying, hey, look, we just get in. No, win it. And I'm telling you, I'm scarred because I went to the Bengals game and how we lost. Yeah, man. I never forget how we lost. And that could have been my only home playoff game throughout my lifetime that I ever get to go to, right?
That's right.
So it's hard, man.
It is. So, yeah, y'all throw your questions out there for the live chop up, man. We're going to go probably 2 questions. The 2 best questions, mate. Throw it out there. We'll answer it, man. Again, this is our favorite part of the show, man. For sure, bro. For sure, man.
And I think it's Quan Diggs. Hey, you're right. This should take your confidence, and you should use this to push to the next game and into the offseason. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, in the offseason, I'm not worried about no Will Levis. I'm not worried about Tajay Spears. I'm not worried about Peter Swan. I'm not worried about those core players. my focus will be on Rand Carthon. Rand Carthon, what you doing over there, big dog?
Right.
What you cooking? What you cooking? At that point, I know what y'all have already been able to do. I'm pushing y'all over here. We need to add to the gumbo, as you say, Hawk. We need to add to it. We need to add what we need to add to get this team back to where we were. Right. So,
and then to that as well, too, man. You know, most people probably would want us to tank, right? So we get the best draft pick, and I get that, I do. But I look at it differently on this. If you can win these ball games and build confidence in these young guys, man, and Will Levis, Jalen Duncan, Peter Skoronski, Tajay Spears, and they have that winning culture going into next year, that might outweigh a better pick, maybe 1 or 2 picks up, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if it's a big difference, like 10 or 12 picks, I get that. Like, man, we might want to tank. But if it's not going to make that big of a difference, man, win so that can bring it to next year when Will Levis is coming in next year. Like, I'm ready. Peter Skoronski, I'm ready. These young guys will be ready for next year, man.
Right. Quan put out a question in this. He says, besides making a run to the playoffs, what would you like to see most out of the team and coaching staff? For me, man, and I guess that question, Quan, is are you talking about for the near future or just the future period? My wish list is I want to become the one, build back up our culture. 2, build consistency, get some wins in, bring the bright pieces in here, and put together an offense that's 2024-23, right, which we're starting to see, and then get you a defense in the secondary and build up your secondary to where we get some of those young shutdown corners, win a playoff game, and ultimately win a Super Bowl. What about you, Hawk?
Yeah, man, I would like to see full effort from coach should play like this is your last game. You know what I'm saying? And then I would like to see the young guys play. The older guys, except for D-Hop, we need D-Hop. But I want to see Traylon Burks. I want to see Chig. I want to see these young guys step up is what I want to see. And, you know, and I look at the fact that you utilize that for next year. And I think that's what's going to be important for sure. You know what I'm saying? Over these next few games, for real. So, yeah. So we'll go one more question, y'all. Hey, shout out again. RIP to Frank Wycheck, man. Seth, great point. He is smiling right now. The Titans won that for Frankie Y, bro.
Yep. Most definitely. Yeah. One more question. We're going to have to bounce. Either way, we draft the top 5 tackle in the draft, second most cap space. We're going to be all right. And that, again, I did the show last night. Somebody asked, well, my wish list is to draft a playmaker receiver. My gut's telling me we're going to get a tackle, which is okay. I'm all right with it. Yeah. I think the following year you'll see the Titans kind of do. But this receiver class is deep. I will say that.
It is deep.
I trust Rand. Rand knows what he's doing. He's an analytical dude.
Yep.
He's been doing his homework probably since the beginning of the season. He's been doing his draft, building his board since the last year's draft. So I know he's probably looking at, hey, this guy might be gone. This guy might be gone. But this is my 3rd, 4th, or 5th option. Does he fit our scheme? Does he fit our offense? Well, we need speed. We need this. We need that. So,
yeah. And I think the biggest, and Yo Mama's, man, great comment. I think the second part of that too that I look at is that cap space. So, you know, the draft, we don't have a lot of draft picks next year, but the cap space we have the most. It's second most. From my understanding, we're number 1 in the league in cap space. So we're gonna be all right. Should be, you know, I can see that being better than we are this year, building into next year and continuing to build. Right now, we're building blocks. We're putting blocks on the building and building that foundation. So, yes, I do feel good about next year from that standpoint that we should be better than where we are right now. And a weak AFC. You know what I'm saying? The AFC's not that strong, bro. They really aren't, man. So, and we just proved that by beating the Miami Dolphins at home, man.
Which I'm going to tell you about the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins still have a lot to build, too. It shows you how immature that team still is. And I think with the Miami Dolphins, they need just a one-trick pony with Tyreek Hill is not going to always work. So they need to get Tua into whoever their OC is needs to dial up some more plays for Tua to spread the offense around. If they can do that, they'll be dangerous. I just feel like, the AFC is weak, but I still feel like we're still behind. I'm just gonna be straight 100 with you, Paul. The Jets, they cold, bro. Like the Jets, they just a quarterback away. I don't think, to be honest with you, the way their defense is set up and the way we're set up right now, hell no. I just don't. Zach Wilson, but they got us on the limp. So, I'm at the bounce, Hulk.
Okay.
So
sounds good.
I appreciate y'all. Absolutely. Family. Hey, tighten up and let's get to this Sunday's victory, man. So Texas, try to get it.
Yes, sir.
All right, bro.
Okay, brother. All right. Yes, sir. So yeah, y'all. So, again, great victory by the Tennessee Titans against the Miami Dolphins. Again, I'm here in Miami, man. Enjoyed the game, enjoyed the weather, enjoyed everything, man. Was in shock going into the game. Didn't have no expectation that we'd win, but we did win. So the atmosphere, LG Part 2, the atmosphere like how it was last night was amazing. The fans were really chill in Miami. You know what I mean? I've been into some environments where it was uncomfortable even, but the atmosphere was great, man. And the fact that the Titans played so difficult, and this is one of the games too, it wasn't as many Titan fans at this game, you know what I'm saying, against the Dolphins. But, the Titan fans that I was with, and it was several of us, we represented, you know what I mean, as you all can see on the video on YouTube. The atmosphere was great, and the fact that we won and the fact that we upsetted the Dolphins, it was great, man. It was great. It was great to be there, and I was able to see. I was in a particular area. I got to see Dan Marino was there. The owner Stephen Ross was there. That was really cool, man, to experience that. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all, man. Listen, we appreciate you all, watching our show here on Bleacher Report as always. We appreciate Bleacher Report as well, allowing us to have this platform, man. We enjoy this, bro. We are diehard Titans. Y'all know this to the core. Shout out to anyone that we ever meet on the streets, man, representing the Titans, man. Hey, that's what we do. So listen, we're on YouTube. You can check us out on YouTube at Tennessee Titans Weekly. We're on Twitter at Titans Weekly 24/7. We're here, man. Hey, check us out. We'll have some other shows this week. Hey, as we always do, and as we always say, man, facts, no paper.